Welcome to the A-Level Sports Studies presentation evening. Hopefully by the end of this slideshow you will be able to make a decision whether this is the course for you or not. Is it going to take you where you want to go or not? Hopefully it will, and hopefully this will be the course for you. Staff who will be teaching the A-Level PE are myself, which is Miss Mountford, and I'm Head of PE here at JCG, Miss Carray, who is second in department in PE, and Mrs Coleman, who's the biology and A-Level biology teacher. We are a strong, dedicated team who support individuals within the 2 years of this course. For those of you who don't have any idea of what the facilities we have a great deal going on over at Langford. We have a pool, 25-metre pool, we have sports hall, cardio suite, dance studio and gym within a fabulous climbing wall. Is PE for you? Now that is the question. You will need a minimum of PE grade at GCSE grade 6 in the theory papers, and also a minimum of GCSE English and biology. Biology does cross-reference very maynicely with the anatomy and physiology part of the course, and the English is a means of writing fluidly when we are doing the essay-based questions. Now at A-level there are 3 15-mark questions in each paper and 3 8-markers in each paper, and there are 2 papers which I will come on to in a moment. You need to be able to participate to a high standard outside of school in one sport only. Either representation or further, some of you are national or international performers already, will obviously access you to the higher boundaries within those practical grades. Commitment and dedication goes without saying for any of your A-level subjects you decide to take. For every hour you do within class, you will also be completing that outside of school as well, whether it be proactive learning, independent study, reading around a subject, watching sport, participating in sport, looking at events that are going on in the world associated to any sports going on. So what does the course entail? It's made up of 70 to 30% in favour of theory content. It involves 2 papers, theory papers, which make up that 70%, and the 30% is the NEA, which is half of that percent is your practical grade in your one sport, and the other half is for your piece of coursework. It's a very broad and balanced curriculum. It covers a variety of areas, including anatomy and physiology, as I mentioned earlier, skill acquisition, physiology, biomechanics, sports psychology, sociology, technology. And all of these we look at linking them to and applying them to your sport. So this is what it looks like at a glance. Paper 1 and paper 2 are set out exactly the same. Paper 1 will be section A, B and C, applied anatomy and physiology, skill acquisition and sports society, all split equally. How is it assessed? It will be a 2-hour written paper worth 105 marks, which is 35% of your A-level overall. A combination of multiple choice, short answers and extended writing. That was the 3 15 markers and 3 8 markers I mentioned earlier. Paper 2, exactly the same format. The areas to be assessed are exercise physiology with biomechanics this time, sports psychology, and sport in society with technology. Again, each section is equally bound. Written exam, 2 papers, total of 105 marks, 35% of your A level, again with a combination of multiple choice, short answered, and those long extended written ones. Practical performance, what's assessed? You will need a full-sided version of one activity, as I said earlier, as a performer or a coach, plus a written or verbal analysis and evaluation of your performance, similar to the GCSE coursework, apart from a lot more to it. We internally assess all the practical grades, and then we moderate with sister schools, schools Holia, Bowlia, Victoria College, and sometimes De La Salle. And then with that, the external moderator comes over in about April time of your final year and moderates the grades, and that's how the whole process works. And that's worth 90 marks, which is your 30% of the A level. Practical areas you can choose, only those that are in the list. Any sports that are not on the list are not included in the AQA A-level PE course, so they won't be able to be accepted. At a glance, here is the full specification, paper 1, 2 and practical, all on one page to keep it nice and clear for you. The whole course is made up of 300 marks. Video evidence, will you require it? Absolutely, because if you become injured or ill during the 2 years and are unable to then perform at the end of the course, then we won't be able to put forward a practical grade for you. So, as soon as you embark on the A-level PE course, that is when you should be trying to get footage as often as possible. It must be full-sided games. So, a full-sided netball match, football match, hockey match, cricket match, golf competition, gymnastics competition involving 2 pieces of apparatus, a dance competition on stage with an audience of 10 or more, a swimming competition here in Jersey or over in the UK or further afield. These are the sorts of full competitive environment footage we are looking for. If you're an athlete, then you can get your footage as soon as you finish your GCSEs in year 11. So this summer you can start filming in July, August, before the end of season for you. We do have cameras that you can borrow, so please ask. Where do we go from here? So what courses can you do? Embarking on an undergraduate study anywhere can involve looking at the biomechanics specifically, or skill acquisition, or sociology, or possibly nutrition, any of those. Due to the numerous practical roles that you will play, help with the social development, which actually increase your leadership skills, and are really supportive in your applications for university. Subjects that complement sports studies are biology and psychology, and some take sports studies, biology and psychology, so actually 3 very linked subject areas. These are the types of courses that students have gone on in the past. Physiotherapy is very popular, as is sports rehabilitation, starting to become a more common one to choose. Journalism, media, events management in the sporting world, maths and sport, tourism as well. So there's all sorts of areas you could go into which you may not have even thought about. I'd just like to thank you for listening. There's a few points here for you to remember and think about. Obviously, A-levels aren't easy, okay? They do involve hard work, but you've got to have a love or an interest for the subject to make it easier for you, to motivate you to contribute to your maximum and reach your full potential. It does involve work and commitment, but what you put in, you can get out. You do need to be performing to a high standard in one sporting field, and you must be training and performing over the 2 years. Don't forget, for each hour you're doing your lessons, another hour outside of school. So that is actually 5 hours a week inside of school and 5 out. It is mostly theoretical that we do over the 2 years. So actually you don't do many practical sessions other than to apply theory. For example, in my section, skill acquisition or psychology, we do some practical elements. Just to leave you with a few quotes from students over the years. I do hope you have found this talk informative. If you do have any other questions, don't hesitate to contact me in z.mountford@jcg.sch.je, or if you're a GCSE student now and at JCG, just pop and see me to ask me any questions. Thank you very much for listening.